live from Japan. It is May 29th, and this is Stark Raving Totals. Welcome to the segment. This is where we talk about sports and totals, mostly totals, across the board. No NBA today. That's too bad. So we're going to talk about Major League Baseball, which is good. My record's not good, but it is going to turn around. So again, this is Stark Raving Totals, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. If I could just talk, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. You guys come in, you give great comments, and we talk about sports on the day. Awesome segment. You guys make it great. Please share the video, like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. And that's about it. SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review. That's our main webpage. Check that out. We got the sign-up bonuses and the blacklist, and we got all the odds and numbers. You got to check it out. Especially now that, sports betting is going to be legal across the country. Even more important to check it out. What else we got? We got our Facebook page. A lot of cool links on there. It's going to take you to other places. It's going to help you with your handicapping. And, of course, this is YouTube Live. This is live. I'm coming to you live. This is actually live. So let's do this. Let me click off a couple things here. I got my coffee, of course, because it's the morning for me. And let's talk. Quick recap. What was our recap? What do we have? What was our last play? It was a couple days ago, right? Well, let me tell you, I'll tell you my recap from yesterday was I lost. I ended up taking the over with with Houston and Golden State. It settled at 209. And I like that number. And I was talking to a friend. I put a half unit actually and I lost on the over. It seemed like there was a little bit of a steam move. Sharps seemed to be on the under. But my premise was Houston's going to fire. They're going to go out. If they're going to go out, they're going to go out in flames. And boy, did they go out in flames. They got well over 43 pointers. But they only shot about 15% from distance. That's not going to get you into the finals. That was really, really bad. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. Oh, yeah, we had the under. Sorry. We had the under with the Cavaliers and the Celtics, of course. Sorry. I need more coffee. So I personally lost yesterday. Good for you guys, though. It wasn't on a segment, so it didn't sway you either way. And the last segment we had on here was an actual winner. So NBA playoffs, on the segment, we're doing great. Personally, I'm also doing pretty well. Major League Baseball, not so much. But we're going to turn that around, hopefully, today. All right, so let's talk. Let's look a huge slate of Major League Baseball games. A ton of games. So lines have been bouncing around quite a bit. I'm focusing on one of the later games here, but a couple leans I got just real quick. I want to get out of the way, and then I'll get to your comments. I kind of like Washington and Baltimore under the total, just because I think Hellickson's kind of turned his career around this season, but I'm not sure about Bundy. He worries me a little bit. And then one of the later games I really like also, I haven't decided if I'm going to play it or not. Lines drop. Tampa Bay and Oakland with Snell versus Gossett. It's gone from 8 to 7.5. Now, Gossett's got an ERA over 6, but he pitched really well against Seattle his last outing. I think Oakland's pretty high on him. Tampa Bay can hit a little bit, so that worries me a touch, and that's a really low total for an American League game, but I kind of like the under. Right now it's 50-50, but the line's dropped. So that gets my radar up. I kind of like that game with Snell and Gossett. So take a look at that one. See where that line moves. I got a long time until that one goes off. I also got a late game here I'm going to look at. I like a lot of unders today. Sorry, another late game I like. Miami and San Diego. I kind of like the under. It's at 7. Better value on the 7, though. Higher juice on the over. And there's a couple others. I'm also looking at some WNBA today. I am looking at that. I've actually started to handicap that. I know we have a couple people in this segment that apparently are really good at WNBA. And I don't really talk about this that much. I'm actually not bad at WNBA. I actually handicap it pretty well. I've played it in the past. I'm going to play it again, as the summer continues. But I don't know if I'm going to make them official picks. I'll be doing it personally for sure. Because I think there's value. It's those under the radar type of sports, like Japanese baseball for me. And then WNBA is still not super popular. I don't know if it ever will be, but you can find some value on some of those games. So far this season, it seems like they've had some high scoring affairs. I digress. Baseball. Here we go. So of course, I got to go to my boy Kenta Maeda. Of course. So Philadelphia and the Dodgers 5-4 game yesterday. Dodgers scored 3 runs in the 8th. For the most part, though, I mean, those two teams combined yesterday, they only left 11 guys on base. They Each team got 7 hits. They weren't really, screaming the ball out of the park or anything like that. I mean, or they're, hitting the ball over the park. A little bit higher scoring than it probably should have been. So right now, the line came out. Well, sorry, the line came out. Let's talk about that. 7.5 with a little bit higher juice on the under, and that makes sense. And it's dropped. I got public numbers on the under right now, and that always bugs me because I don't want to bet on the public. But I cannot deny these numbers. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under with Philadelphia and Los Angeles under the 7. But there's better value on the 7. I like it because you can get almost even money right now on the 7. If you look at Sportsbook Review, you'll see plus money value on the 7 or even money. I'm always down with that. So maybe they get to 8. I like the under. The first 5's in play as well, I think. Look, neither team can hit particularly. Both teams are hitting 236. They rank, I think, about 20th in Major League Baseball. Their OPS 18th and 19th. So they're not really, high scoring teams. Philadelphia is pretty decent this year, actually. They're not bad. They really turned it around from last year, that's for sure. But Arrieta, man, he's stupid. His numbers against the Dodgers are ridiculous. Last 3 seasons, whenever he's had an opportunity to face Los Angeles, he's pitched really well. Statistically, his numbers overall are off the charts. And over 20 innings pitched, Los Angeles is hitting. And this is not a typo I'm talking it, so I don't know if I should. Well, it's not a typo. I'm talking about the typo. They're hitting .097. They're hitting under 100 against him in the last 3 seasons combined, facing him. Talk about shoving it. Talk about owning a team. Arrieta is the type of guy. It's a big stage because it's at Los Angeles. This is where he shines. I don't need it. He's Jake Arrieta. He's one of the best in the business. 2.45 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. I think he's going to come in and shove it. His last game versus Atlanta, a pretty scrappy Atlanta team. He allowed 7 hits, scattered 7 hits over 6 innings, no earned runs. He's allowed, over his last 10 starts, 2 home runs. He's been stupid. I mean, really, really throwing good stuff. He got knocked around a little bit just twice over his last 2 starts. Once was at St. Louis, where he just didn't pitch very well, and the other was at Miami. So he's on the road, which his numbers, drop a little bit, but I think he pitches well today. Maeda at home has been great. I mean, you look at him, and especially his last 2 starts. He's allowed 0 earned runs over his last 14.2 innings. And at home, his numbers are fantastic. On the season and in his career in a Dodger uniform, so far this year, 2.88 ERA. Batters are hitting 255 against him. I don't really dig that so much because on the road, his numbers are a little bit better. But you look at him over the last few seasons, he's been really solid, man. I mean, 3.07 ERA and batters hitting 224 against him in Dodger Stadium. That's 155 innings. The guy is good, man. The guy's good. He came in a little bit under the radar. He pitched for Hiroshima here in Japan, and he was he had like a 1.8 ERA. That's Japan, though. He's got great numbers. I think he comes in and pitches well. I think it's going to be this is going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be a really low scoring affair. I just don't see either of these teams scoring a lot. I mean, both pitchers are excellent, and both bullpens are not bad. You look at the Phillies bullpen; they kind of blew it yesterday, but the numbers statistically for the Dodgers and Philadelphia, they're not bad. I mean, both bullpens are allowing batters to hit around 225, around there, 230, and their ERAs are both under 4. So the bullpens are not bad. As long as they don't blow up, I think this stays under. It's baseball. Anything can happen. I'm not running great right now. The line's dropped. That's always intriguing to me. I think there's good value on it. There's other couple leans out there I like as well. But I'm just gonna be my one official pick today. It's the only one I know I'm definitely gonna play, and that's Philadelphia and Los Angeles. I'm going under the 7. I should have grabbed it last night at 7.5, but I didn't think it was gonna drop. I didn't think it was. If anything, I thought it was gonna go up because they scored 9 runs. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get some coffee. All right, what do you guys got for me? That's what I got, man. We can talk about the NBA too if you want. Crazy. If Chris Paul plays, do they win? I don't know. I don't know. Golden State seemed to get quite a few calls. How about LeBron? Gosh, he's ridiculous. All right, here we go. And we got overtime coming in. Good to see you. Flipper first. No, you weren't first. Sorry, Flip. I think overtime just beat you. And we have Pronosticos Deportivos. Cheers from Spain. Well, cheers back to you from Spain. Cheers from Japan. Spain. I've never been to Spain. Someday. And Deportivos Cavaliers in 5. No. Sorry. My new friend from Spain, you are wrong. It's going to be a good series. We're going to handicap it for sure. Overtime. Let's get on track with let's get on track with baseball. Let's do that. Richard West, what books can you use in Japan? In Japan, I don't know. Oh, well, I mean, I'm an internet guy, so all the sportsbook review books I can use, all of them. So I got a few out there I'm attached to. So check out Sportsbook Review. All the reputable books are there, and because you'll get paid and stuff. Things are gonna change here over this next year. So, but right now, being in Japan and actually having a house in Japan, I'm able to use just about any book I want. But now in the U.S., you're going to be okay. There's other ways to get around some things, I believe, if you're just using internet sports books, like we have it again at Sportsbook Review. But yeah, I can use any of them. Okay. And overtime with the Angels winning today. And we could go back and check that out if you have a more specific question. This is great. I love it when you guys come in and give your picks. I wish there could be more analysis, but you can only type so much. So I get it. Richard, today is a great day to fade the public. A lot of public betting today because no basketball or hockey. I don't know about that premise. You might be right, but we don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction. We still want to handicap the game. Like I'm going kind of with the public on the under with Philadelphia and Los Angeles, and I hate doing that, but sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you just got to make the call. And Adam, Charles, speak about the Japanese baseball. What do you want to know? I was 1-1 yesterday in my Japanese. I took a money line dog that lost, and I had the over with Yokohama and Rakuten. So I was 1-1 yesterday. What else we got? Ron, having trouble with the audio. I think it's only you. Sorry, Ron. And Adam, audio. And Marco. Hi, Charles. Hi, Marco. Marco, Arizona Diamondbacks are always an under team. Well, they weren't the other day. They scored 11 runs the other day. We're still waiting to see how them using the humidor, how that's going to work out in Chase Field. So we're still kind of seeing how the data works out in the end. So, but right now, yeah, they have been an under team. Marco still can't hit. Yeah, right now they're struggling more than they probably should. With that lineup, they should be hitting better. Teddy B. Teddy, good to see you, man. Stark, thinking about laying the -12 with Golden State for 3,000. Tell me that's a good idea. I don't see where LeBron can keep it within 20 game 1 in Oracle. Based off my number, Golden State should win by 15 or more. Thoughts? Gosh, it's 12. I really haven't looked at the line, Teddy. I don't even know when is game 1. On Thursday. Beautiful. So we'll be here to talk about it. That's great. I think, right? If it's on Thursday, then yeah, we'll be talking about it in this segment. Teddy, right now, I'd have to get back to you on Thursday. That's a lot. That's a big number. Golden State just got done with a really tough series with Houston, tougher than they probably knew it was going to be pretty tough. That's a big number. I think you're right. I twist my arm. I would take Golden State as well, but is $3,000 in your bankroll? Like if you're betting $3,000, please tell me you have $100,000 bankroll because that would be 3%. Or even if you have $50,000, then you're on 6% because you're getting a little frisky. That's okay, but don't if you're betting $3,000 and you have $5,000, not a good idea. Because honestly, I mean, the last second 3 by Corver. They're up 16 all of a sudden, or they're up 14, 15. I'll get the number. Corver hits a 3 at the end. Breaks your heart. So for me, it's got to be not -15. I would have to say they're going to beat them by 20 if I'm going to be that confident. But again, it's a sporting contest. What if Curry gets hurt? What if KD goes out at halftime with concussion or something? I mean, there's so many things that can happen that if you're going to lay that sort of money, Again, it's all about money management, my friend. So I do think they should win by 20, but the number, how much you bet's got to be in proportion to what you can handle. Okay. I wish you luck, man. I'll be on. I'll have. Well, let's take a look at the total real quick since we're talking about it. I have not looked at this. Is the first time I've looked at it right now live. I have not looked at the total. Okay, so I see the 12 right now. Public's 50-50 on the number. Man, that's a lot for a finals game. It started at 215.5. Public is all over the under. It's now at 214. I don't know. I would lean on the under right now, but I might end up taking the over. Let me handicap the crud out of that. We've had a really good NBA playoffs. I'm kind of due to lose a couple in a row, but I'll have a play for that. Thanks, Teddy, for getting my brain going. Appreciate it, bud. Marco, Rockies in Colorado is an under as well. Yeah, it's like 11. Well, it's 11.5, I think, right? I mean, it's always a big total in Colorado. Sorry, got the wrong thing up here. I got about 10 more minutes. What is it? It's 11. It's actually dropped, but there's a higher juice on the over. Samardzija, man. I don't think his numbers are good in Colorado. I'd have to check that. That's a guess. I could be the opposite. Let's continue. Francisco, set my Major League Baseball logic straight. Okay, if 28% of games end at 1 run, then if you just pick the winner, big. If I know you'll win betting on the run line, what am I missing? If 28% of the games end at 1 run, because I don't think you're not taking into consideration the upsets. So there's your logic right there. So if 28% of the games end at 1 run, but that doesn't mean it's the favorite that's winning at 1 run. It could be the underdog winning. Get my drift? So the run line essentially is probably closer to 50-50. Okay. As far as if you just bet the run line every time, getting the plus money value on the -1.5, but the other team might win. There you go. I hope that's correct. I still need more coffee. Thank you, Francisco. Francisco, best questions all time. You're the man. Adam, got the Angels on the run line today. And then we got run line. I love how things segue so smoothly in this segment. You guys are awesome. That's funny. And the Angels on the run line. Okay. Overtime. Any lean on the side today is Charles. And back to the Angels. No, everyone's talked about the Angels today. No, nothing. Nothing really. I was if I'm gonna play anything right now, I'm just gonna play this total. I really have not looked at the plus money that much. So no, nothing honestly, nothing right now. Okay. And let's see. Adam, yesterday was trappy. Yeah. Leroy, what do you think about the Cubs today? I don't know. I don't know a lot about Kingham. I don't know enough about him to give you an opinion, so I'm not going to, because that would be disingenuous. But please, always ask questions. That's good, Leroy. Austin, Antonelli, what do you think today about Boston -1? I think you made a mistake there. You mean -1? I think you mean -1.5. I don't know about that. Are you talking about the run line? I mean, I know they're at home. Man, Estrada can really struggle. I'm not big on Porcello, man. I'm not big on Porcello. I know they smashed yesterday, so I'm not really sure. I'm spitting all over my microphone. Baseball's tough. Boston at home they're very tough. I think they have an injury. Hold on. I think someone's out for Boston. Am I wrong? Yeah, Betts. Yeah, Mookie Betts is out. So hold on. Oh, he might be back. He's really super important if you like Boston, because he is one of the top 3 hitters in the American League right now. He's having an awesome year. So I'd hold off on that, see if he's playing. Marco, I like the Diamondbacks tonight. Thank you. Eric, Swiatek or Swiatek. That's an awesome name. Eric, way to have a great name. D-backs offense is terrible. Can't hit righties. Yeah, we just talked about that. Adam, do you see the Rocketon game tomorrow go over? Do you see? I haven't even checked the line. Actually, I just did a snapshot of the line. I don't know who. I have to check out who's pitching for him. So I have no idea. I haven't checked yet. Japanese baseball, you can't really go wrong taking the under, honestly, for the most part, because they're usually low scoring affairs. And that's kind of, I don't know. It's been, I took the over yesterday. It's been going kind of both ways. They were lucky to get to the over yesterday. Marco, I just sold my 1-room condo and planning to use all the proceeds on the Warriors, and then with the winnings, I will buy a 2-room condo. Okay. I think that's what that big whale better did, or something like that. Like he put $70,000. Who was it? Harbalos? I forget. Anyways, he's famous for putting all his money on the Lakers to win, but that was a single season thing. So he did something of that nature where he just kind of put all his money down. It's Harbalos, I believe, something. Check. He's pretty famous in the gambling circles, but his name's not that easy to pronounce. Any leans on WNBA totals? Not yet, but I was looking. Ron, I was really looking. Right now, I kind of like the under with, I think it was Minnesota and Atlanta. Kind of. But I haven't decided yet. I'm going to look at that more. Minnesota, right now they lead the WNBA in points allowed per game, but they've only had like 5 games so far this season. So I've checked some stats, as you can tell. That was just right off the top of my head. So I'll cap it, man. If there's profit to be made, I say go for it. Soul Survival. I love White Sox Cleveland over in the first 5. That's like the first game on the board too. Giolito is awful. Clevenger can get touch. I kind of like Clevenger. I kind of like him, but yeah, I think they can put up some runs. I don't think that's a bad call at all. It depends on the juice for me. Adam, Cleveland in general is an over machine nowadays. Teddy B, thanks for the insight. Okay, I'm really like the play at -12. I think Vegas trying to scare people with a high number. Maybe. You don't care? Stark also really loved Reds first 5 over 2 against Godley. Yeah, fade him. I thought he pitched okay. The only time I really saw him this year was at home versus Washington, and I thought he pitched okay, but I think Harper took him deep twice, or he took him deep once. I know for sure. But he's a little bit. He was better last year, I think. Thanks, Teddy. Adam correcting grammar. Francisco, any opinion on Mariners run line and any excitement for the World Cup in Japan? I don't know anything about the Mariners run line. There's a lot of Major League Baseball games today, and as the summer continues, I will be more in tune. And like anything you ask, there's a very good chance I'll have an opinion across the board. But I don't today. Sorry, Francisco. No, what is exciting about not the World Cup in Japan, but the Olympics coming? Is the World Cup in Japan? That's the first time I've heard it. I know the Olympics are coming. If that's true, wasn't it just here like 10 years ago? Didn't they share it with Korea? Yeah, they did. Because I remember that. That was like about a decade ago because I was here. I haven't heard a lot recently. Love the World Cup, man. That's awesome. Washington get right versus Baltimore. That's from David H. David, good to see you. Sema J. Throw deep. Do you have Facebook or Twitter that you post your picks out? No, well, I have a Facebook, a personal account, but I don't put my picks out there because that's more for family and friends and stuff like that. And I don't have a Twitter account because, as I mentioned before, because I'm a husband and a father. So I don't have a Twitter account. And I work professionally in Japan and I'm super busy. Okay. Simity, by the way, love the show. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. And Francisco, isn't betting on the run line the same as buying points like you do on other sports? Kind of. I don't like the run line personally because if I'm going to take a team, a favorite, I will take them on the run line because I want plus money value. Baseball, I always want plus money value if I can get it. Totals, I think you can beat totals, so I don't worry about the juice so much, but I won't go over -110. I won't go over -110. I really, really, really try to avoid that unless I absolutely love the game. I don't want to pay the high juice. I want to manage my money correctly. So you can make a case for that, Francisco, but I'm not really big on the run line, man, because baseball, I think because I look for plus money line value. I think this team's going to win. Look for line movement. There's a lot of variables. Thank you. Always good to see you, man. Well, I already said that. Ricardo, you love King Felix today. That's Seattle. Flipper at Eric. Okay, at Eric. Eric. Following your NBA, that's got, you must be talking to somebody else. Mima and Imanaga are the pitchers. Mima's pretty good, man, for Rakuten. Mima's pretty good. I'd have to look at the total on that one. It's probably about, I'd guess it's about 7.5. Let's see if I'm right. So I got Adam coming in saying Mima and Imanaga are the pitchers today. Oh, Imanaga for Yokohama, he's pretty good too. Let's see. I say it's 7.5. Let's see if I'm right. So you got Mima versus. So that's going to be. It's at Yokohama. That's actually an interleague game because they have because Rakuten's in the Pacific and Yokohama's in the Central. So that means there's not going to have a DH. I say it's going to be 7.5. Let's see if I'm right. Rakuten versus Yokohama. The line is, wow, it's 8.5. I'm way off. But the higher juice is on the under. Mima's pretty good. 8.5? Man, I think that's too much. I'm going to see if that line moves. Okay, I got to get out of here, guys. Wow, I thought 7.5 seems better. Oh, there it is. So, I'm really, really happy about this. So, poker player, you're talking to me overtime? I don't really play poker. I know how to, but I'm terrible at it. Adam, I didn't see the line yet either. Yeah, I'm just. I said 7.5. I was wrong. It's 8.5. Wow, I'm usually pretty good at guessing those lines. Maybe Imanaga's. Maybe Imanaga's numbers are pretty high, and they scored a lot yesterday. And Japanese lines, unlike Major League Baseball lines, they won't come out until after all the games are over the day previous. Major League Baseball lines will come out even during games are going on. Okay, let's see. Let's continue. There it is. Harabolos Vulgaris. Thank you, Marco. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, thanks, guys. Marco, Teddy Covers also did something like that. Yeah, actually, I talked to Teddy Covers about 6 weeks ago. I was asking him some questions on money management. Really nice guy. Very, very cordial, cool guy. And I really got to get going. So I got Ron coming in with the Minnesota Lynx. Marco coming in. I'm skipping down a little bit. Sorry, guys. Simajay, I got to skip your question. Marco, World Cup is going to Russia and then to Qatar. Yeah, I didn't think it was here. I know the Olympics are here. Jesse, can you help me? Do you still bet games 1 unit if the team you're betting team you're betting on is a favorite with heavy juice? Well, I usually never do that. If I do, I bet, like, let's say if it's $100 and it's like minus 140, which I don't do, but let's just say for argument's sake, I would bet $100 to win 80. I would not do 140 to win 100. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. That's how I do it. Okay. But everybody's different. Sometimes there is value on big favorites. I think people can make good arguments for that. I personally don't like taking big favorites at heavy juice. That's just me, but everybody's different. Jesse, great question, actually, man. J, do you bet 2 units? Yeah, sometimes. Or 1 unit on the run line will give you best return. I'll sometimes bet 2 units when it comes to like these NBA playoff games. I'll probably put a little bit more money on it. If I think there's some value. Plus, it's the last NBA games of the year, so I can get I can stretch myself a little bit. And J, because I really like Boston. What do you think? Oh, I see you're getting to a point there. It's up to you. I say stay at a unit. Okay, that's me. All right, I got to get out of here. You guys, thank you so much for coming in. As always, it's so awesome to talk to you guys. I really appreciate it. Again, we're Stark Raving Totals. It is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about, looks like the NBA Finals is going to be going there. Some big juice, 214. Let me get to work on that, and let's see if I can give you a really solid pick for that first game. It's going to be a fun series. I think Cleveland keeps it interesting when Golden State has to travel, because Golden State's, they've been a little bit susceptible. And LeBron ain't going to go out without a fight for sure. So you guys, again, thanks for coming in. A lot of great comments. We'll be back on Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Stark Raving Totals. You guys, thank you for your time, and we'll talk soon.